Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Diener, and today is a little different. As you can see, we're back in Diener's Corner here. Today I just want to talk about the Hard 30 Challenge and what it is and explain what I did. So a little bit of background on the 30 Hard Challenge, and for reference, 2 videos ago where we got rained out at the Lowrider Car Show. At the end of that video, I made reference to like this challenge and what I was going to be doing. But there is a challenge called the 75 Hard, and it's 75 days where you are following a certain like nutrition plan, exercise regimen. You're incorporating certain things into your daily routine, right? Maybe like reading, self-care is what they call it. Forgive me. You're drinking a certain amount of water. You also have to take progress photos. So it's really kind of like holding yourself accountable for the change that you essentially want to see. Now, a little bit of background for me, obviously. First of all, for those who are just joining the channel and find this video, I've spoke about it a few times, but 4 months ago, I ruptured my Achilles tendon riding BMX bikes. Aside from that, I'm active all the time. I'm always outside. I play basketball. I cut the grass multiple times a week because I'm a crazy man. But the idea is that I'm always moving. A little bit of background, and I can talk about this too in depth in another video, but I used to weigh at my max 490 pounds. And so I have lost a tremendous amount of weight. Do the math, 200 pounds plus. And I started that journey in 2014. And at 2025, I have maintained that weight loss journey all these years. And I literally just had to create a new lifestyle for myself. Back to present day, with a ruptured Achilles tendon, you really can't do much until you get kind of released back into wild per se. So I was very lucky in that I did not have to have surgery on the Achilles tendon. The way that I created the rupture, it was like a vertical pull, if you will. So with that being said, I was pretty stagnant for a couple of months. I didn't start physical therapy till almost the middle of month 2, maybe like going closer to month 3, I would say. So for that amount of time, I was on a scooter and just basically not moving. I was able to go out and do things, but nothing that would be able to give me some sort of a sweat or a workout. So as you can imagine, for someone sitting around who, is used to moving around all the time, you get a little like lethargic, so to speak. But you're also not exercising, you're not moving your body. Now, I eat clean every day. There's not a day that goes by that I am not conscious on what I put in my body. And of course I have my cheat meals, but my cheat meals might be a little different than some people's cheat meals. I don't go all the way and get like a pizza or eat a whole thing, or I don't get cheeseburgers or tacos. My cheat meal is like, a good amount of chips and salsa. That's really my vice. Or, forgive me, I know these are terrible for you, I might get a regular Monster energy drink, because if you ever look in the back of that, there's enough sugar in that 1 can of Monster to serve a small country. That's how I kind of take my poison. And typically when I do have those moments, I make sure to exercise pretty vigorously the next day, and I also do some intermittent fasting, and that's kind of how I get back on track. So as you can imagine, not being able to walk or do anything, I wasn't able to stay in a regimen of movement. So my walk around weight, or as I call it, my fighting weight, my walk around weight is, I walk around weight daily throughout the year. It fluctuates anywhere between 241 and about 245. That's my typical. Okay, we're back. Full outfit change. New hat, new shirt, new day. A little bit of a mishap there. I recorded for a long period of time and lost the footage. Again, my typical walk around weight is between 241 and 245. So with the Achilles tendon injury that I acquired and just not being able to move around like I normally would, especially during the summertime months, I just picked up a couple of pounds. So I hit like 249.5, so almost 250. So was walking around 5 pounds heavier than what I would typically be. The Hard 30 Challenge is comprised of a few different elements: nutrition, walks and workouts, lots of water, progress photos, self-care. I'm very strict. I maintain this weight loss that I've had for 11 years now. So I eat almost vegetarian, very little chicken, things like that. But for this injury, I've upped up to my protein, and I have been incorporating some chicken with that. So it's important that I get that for the calf muscle strength. So yeah, that was pretty easy for me. The nutritional portion of things, for what I ate for the month is what I eat all the time. What I didn't eat this month was part of the, part of the challenge is like giving something up per se. What I did is I gave up salad dressing, and I gave up cheese. I don't consume a lot of cheese or cheese products, but admittedly, the wife keeps cheese slices in the fridge. I'll pick at one or two of those every once in a while. And then obviously with a Caesar salad, it's got Parmesan cheese. So took those completely out of the equation. That was what I gave up for the 30 days. And so again, I'll look at what I was eating most of the time, if not all the time. Lots of cauliflower rice, lots of just vegetables in general. So I would take cauliflower rice and just make stir fries with that. I would include eggs. I would include jalapenos, onions, tomatoes, kale, spinach, mushrooms, asparagus, you name it. If it's green, I probably consumed it. And this is not just for the challenge. This is how I eat typically. So this was really easy for me. And if we're being honest, the whole like not eating cheese and not eating salad dressing wasn't hard at all. And I don't typically enjoy olive oil. I think that's just something from my childhood. My mom put olive oil on like her arroz, like when she made her rice. Olive oil it wasn't my thing. However, because I wasn't eating dressing, I was still trying to eat my salads like I do multiple times a week. So I just started putting a little olive oil, black pepper, and then artichoke or jalapenos, tomatoes, mushrooms, just kind of wet it up a little bit, and it worked out. Am I a diehard olive oil fan now? No, but can I use it? Yes. And that's really it. As far as the nutrition goes, pretty simple. Now, walkouts and workouts, again, I probably mentioned this already, but I did physical therapy, and I'm currently doing physical therapy for my Achilles tendon. So with that being said, I'm guaranteed an hour of strenuous work on Wednesday and Friday, but also I need to be more active than that, right? So in this instance, working out 3 to 5 days a week and walking daily is a prerequisite for this. So we made sure to hit the gym, treadmill, bike, and then obviously just upper body workouts as well. And then continuing my leg workouts to get my Achilles side stronger when I wasn't in the physical therapy session. So tons and tons of that. We went to the gym probably more than I've ever had. I've had a Planet Fitness membership for 8 years. I would go through like spurts. Before the challenge, I was going more so already. I think I may have said this already, but I was going more so just because of the injury and like keeping up with the therapy when I wasn't actually in physical therapy. But we definitely had to up it for this challenge. So we definitely got a lot of gym sessions in. As far as the water, and water is part of the challenge too. It calls for 2 to 4 liters of water. That if anybody knows me, again, I do one of these a day. Most days, if they're 7 days out of the week, 6 of them I'm hammering one of the day. There's probably a day where I'll have a little bit of rollover that may actually look kind of like this, and then I'll hammer it in the morning and we'll get right to the next one. So a lot of people can't drink water. For me, I've been doing it so long, it's second nature. Progress photos, I took a photo every morning, not flattering photos, right out of bed, and took a picture in the bathroom in the mirror to watch yourself progress. Also, you have to get on the scale every day. That was part of the thing. You want to make sure that you're taking your progress photo and then seeing that weight fluctuation, because it does fluctuate. Your weight fluctuates normally if you're not aware of that, but it will do some fluctuating. So getting on the scale, taking your picture every day. And then again, probably something that was really the hardest part of this for me was the self-care portion. And with the self-care portion, you can do like reading, journaling, if you're female or male, I guess, skincare, random acts of kindness, which is like meditation, or listening to your favorite podcast. For me, the podcast thing wouldn't work because I hammer about upwards of 2 every day, because this is where I work. So when I'm on the computer, I'm constantly listening to podcasts. So I did implement it 1 or 2 days, because at the book that I read, I would have ended up finishing the book before the challenge was over. And I was waiting for the new one that I ordered to get here. So we did kind of take some of those days and listen to a couple podcasts, maybe more than normal, to implement that self-care routine, if you will. So that's really what the most exciting part of this was for me. The self-care routine. For those who don't know, I ride BMX bikes. That's how I got injured, but that's neither here or there. There is a fellow in the BMX world called, his name is Chris Fox, and Chris Fox is part of a group called Fast and Loose. And it's like 5 dudes that just ride a specific type of terrain, and they do it really well. And he's actually an author and kind of created a novel called Pull Back or Die. And this was something that I already had just because I support what they do. This was really cool. I'm really familiar with the story of those guys that are in the crew and kind of like how they derived, but there's a lot of pieces that I had no idea, and I found it to be very interesting. And Chris Fox did a fantastic way of documenting this in this book. So it's very exciting. This book was 225 pages, and I believe it was, 17 chapters. So I'm 39 years old now, and I have dyslexia. Thank you to my grandpa and my whoever else passed it down to me. But I've read books when I was younger in school. You get asked to read out loud, whatever. I've also done a lot of Audible, where I either follow along in a book that I may have, like an autobiography for a musician or an artist that I like. However, I'm not actually reading the book. I'm listening to it and following along. I've actually never read a book cover to cover by myself without the help of a classmate or any type of Audible. So this was a major, major, major milestone, and I am very proud of this. Being that I am dyslexic, I've always had reading and retention issues. In school, that was the biggest thing for me, was I would read something and literally not understand, or I couldn't tell you what I read. It just wouldn't stick. I could tell you everything about this page for page. I know it has to do with something that obviously I'm into, and that also helps when you're reading things. But long story short, this was a massive accomplishment. I think I was more proud of anything else out of this challenge, and so much so that even when the 30 Hard is over, I picked up the second installment. So this is the sequel to this book, and documenting their second or third road trip when they were filming their video for this, and it's called Magnetar, and it is a much larger book than the other one, 315 pages for about 20 or so chapters, and I'm actually really excited to dive into this. So I'm going to continue that challenge, and I am going to start implementing reading into my routine. I really enjoyed it because when I was reading daily, I would do a chapter a day, and it was really nice. Like, even my wife knew, like, listen, and just for that little bit of downtime, no phone, I wasn't bothered, nobody needed for me for anything. It was just me time, and I really learned to enjoy that and put the phone down a little bit and kind of tap into something else. Like, the story was really well written, but it's also just really good exercise, good cognitive exercise, I think, for me. And so, yeah, I'm excited to dive into the next one. I'm going to be starting that one pretty much effective now. So again, 30 days. There was 30 days last month, so this one was pretty easy. We went from day 1 to day 30. Now, when I weighed in on day 1, I was 250 pounds, or like 249 and a half. So 250 pounds, basically. I lost a total of 13 pounds, walked down to 237, and then fluctuated up to 240. So the lowest that I got was 237. That was around late in the game. So like probably day 22. I think day 22, 23, I was around 237, but I ended the challenge at 239.8. So really lost, 11 pounds or so. I'm really bad at math, but you guys get the point. Regardless, was really cool, lost a couple of pounds, but more so the challenges, forcing myself to exercise more, get more involved and get more in tune with my body outside of just the physical therapy that I need, forcing myself to do something way different that's out of my realm, and reading and holding myself to it. There was nights I was getting home late from my buddy's shop from working on cars at night, or my wife and I we were out, enjoying ourselves on the weekend, and I would still get in super late and read a chapter. And again, towards the end, like I mentioned, there was 2 or 3 nights that I missed where I wasn't reading a chapter. Full disclosure, I did read another book it was like 60 pages, larger font. Is it the autobiography? It's either the autobiography or the biography of Dave Mirra, BMX legend. I wasn't expecting to read that book as fast as I did. So I did technically read 2 books, but it was like 60, 70 pages, large font. I read it really quickly on the first night. So yeah, we stretched it out. The new book came in. I was able to finish this one. So 13 pounds total was the loss. And yeah, and I honestly, it's October 5th, Sunday, October 5th. I still haven't eaten cheese, and I did drizzle a little bit of Caesar dressing on a salad this past week. I mean, very little. And I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of wish I didn't. I don't miss it. It doesn't mean I'm never going to eat Caesar dressing. It doesn't mean I'm never going to eat salad dressing again. It doesn't mean that I'm never going to eat cheese again. It's just something that I really kind of feel like I don't necessarily need at this point in time. Those days of me pulling cheese slices out of the fridge for a quick bite or a snack, not interested anymore. If we go somewhere and there's a beautifully prepared Caesar salad, I'm going head first. Not going to kill me, but I think just kind of dialing back some of those unnecessary calories, and especially until I get back to full force and being able to play basketball and run around. That will also, the proof is in the pudding, that will also help me just kind of maintain a healthy, happy weight that works for me, and doing it the natural way and working out and just making sure that my diet is cleaner than normal. So, but that's it. This is the 30 hard challenge, or the hard 30 challenge. Again, hard 30, there's the hard 75 is the original one. You can do a hard 60. You can do a hard 15, whatever you like. If you're interested, leave me a comment. I can give you some information, a little bit more as to a guideline or something to take a look at. But if you made it this far, I appreciate it. The next video, I'm not really sure where we're going to go. We have a couple car shows coming up, so we maybe vlog that. I'm excited to take the green tow rig that we buffed in the last video and hook that up to a trailer and pull my pink truck out and take it down to Tampa, Florida for a show called Slam Fest in October. So we'll probably do a little bit of stuff there, but until next time, I really appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Check me out at Coffee and Brats podcast on Instagram, all one word right here. And yeah, till then, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.